I am joined today by head volleyball coach Laura Evans to preview the 2023 season. With just a few weeks of practice under your belt, as well as a scrimmage against some talented programs, what are some things that have stood out to you about what you've seen out of your team so far?
Yeah, thanks, Walker. The girls are just excited to be in the gym. They come in every day wanting to learn and get better physically and just gelling together as a group. And that stuff is just intangible. So they're just on fire and excited to keep getting better.
Yeah, when we talked, so you took over in the winter. When we talked back then, you talked about establishing some pillars of growth for your team and inspiration that the fans would see and that the public would see. Can you kind of talk about how you've implemented those standards and how the players have kind of took to it so far?
Yeah, just getting to know each other, I think, is huge. So just about like below the surface stuff, not just like the volleyball stuff, but getting to know each other as people. So that really plays a key fact in how they play together and just learning about everybody. We just kind of set that like relationships over the results. So the winning and losing takes care of itself, but it's more about the relationships and how we grow as people and as a team throughout the season.
Yeah, your team is very young. You guys have just one senior on the roster. So far, have you guys named captains for this year? Kind of how have you seen leadership step up through just a few weeks?
Yep. So we did like application process for the captains. So we named them. We let the people that are coming back, so they had to at least be on the team for at least 2 years, and they could apply to be captains. So we have 4 captains: Esther Peters, Paloma. Her name is really long, so I always just say her first name. We call her Paulo. She's our setter. Maddie Hushka, a back row player for us, and then Maddie Meyer, who's only a sophomore.
Yeah, so just recently the UMAC preseason poll was released, and they had you slotted to finish 4th in the conference. How does that kind of measure up against your expectations? And maybe have you guys talked about goals or progression throughout the year that you're expecting?
Yeah, with that 4th place, like where they kind of finished last year, where we finished last year in the UMAC poll, they're rolling that in there. A lot of the same returning kids, last couple key players from last year's team. But we just keep talking about getting better each day. So just the growth process. It isn't about like everybody wants to finish first. Everybody kind of has the same goals, but I would say the top 3 we'd aim for. And if you just continue to get better, you just see where the chips fall at the end of the year.
Yeah, so you guys, kind of before you get into that conference slate, you play, like a lot of teams do, head to some tournaments and do some multiple games on the same day. You guys start this weekend and kind of roll through that over the next few weekends. What are some things you really want to see out of your team these first few weeks? Maybe not necessarily always results, but what are some things you're really looking forward to as a coaching staff?
Yeah, I think just playing like another team, like you said, we already had a scrimmage against MSU and Gustavus, but just seeing them against, like now we're keeping score, it's more official, but just kind of seeing how they respond, play together, and just seeing other teams while traveling and just enjoying all those other things outside of volleyball as well.